Hello everyone, I am Jennifer Messina with Keller Williams Tampa Properties. And if you're thinking about moving to the Tampa Bay area, this video today could save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of frustration. I relocated to the Tampa Bay myself about 15 years ago, so I've been exactly where you are right now. Since becoming a realtor, I've helped families relocate from Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, New York, Massachusetts, California, all over the country. And while every family is different, I keep seeing the same mistakes over and over again. The good news is that every one of these mistakes can be avoided if we know what to look for. So let's jump into it. Mistake number one, falling in love with the house before choosing the right area. This is definitely the biggest mistake I see. Recently, I was working with a couple from Michigan. They were relocating here. And before we had even had our buyer's consultation, they had already found a house online that they absolutely loved. It was in Brandon. The home had a beautiful pool, a great view, and a kitchen that looked like it belonged in a magazine. The problem was, both of them were going to be working in the Wesley Chapel area. So during our consultation, we talked about their lifestyle, their commute, and their long-term goals. What looked like the perfect house could have created a very long commute every single day. Instead, after our consultation, we shifted to a search closer to Wesley Chapel, where there's plenty of existing homes and there's new construction in brand new communities. So the lesson is, let's choose the area first. Let's choose the house second. You can always renovate a kitchen, but you cannot move the house. Mistake number two, thinking Tampa Bay is one city. One of the biggest surprises for people moving here is realizing that Tampa isn't just really one place. It's a collection of very different communities. For example, living in Dunedin feels completely different than living in Wesley Chapel. Living in Odessa feels completely different than living in, let's say, downtown St. Petersburg. You have beach communities, you have suburban communities, you have historic downtown areas, you have master planned communities, golf course communities, waterfront communities, the list goes on and on. So the lifestyle can change dramatically depending on where you live. So that's why I spend so much time helping buyers identify the lifestyle they want before we ever start looking at homes. Mistake number three, underestimating the commute times. This is the one that catches a lot of people off guard. People moving from out of state often think, look at a map, that doesn't look very far. The reality is that commute can sometimes vary dramatically based on the route, the time of day, and the traffic pattern. A 20-mile commute can feel very different depending on where you're going and where you're coming from. So when I'm working with my relocation buyers, one of the first things I ask is, where do you work? How often do you have to go into the office? How often will you be commuting? How important is the convenience of a short commute to you? Because the quality of your daily life is often impacted by your commute more than by your countertops. Mistake number four, ignoring schools until it's too late. Even if you don't have children, schools can matter. School zones often influence future resale values and buyer demand. When I first moved to the Tampa Bay from Los Angeles, I purchased a home in a community that I absolutely loved. The neighborhood was great, the house was great. But over time, I realized that the school options as my son got older were not the best fit for my family's long-term goals. So eventually I had to sell and we moved to a different area that better met our needs. So today, buyers have access to resources like greatschools.com and Niche that allow them to research schools and compare options. Every family is different, but don't wait until after you move to start thinking about the schools. Mistake number five, not understanding flood zones or evacuation zones. This is one of the most misunderstood topics in Florida. Flood zone and evacuation zones are not the same thing. A property can be in one and not in the other. In fact, many buyers assume every home near water requires flood insurance and faces the same risk, but that's simply not true. Understanding these differences before you purchase can help you make better decisions and avoid surprises later. Mistake number six, ignoring insurance costs. This mistake can be very expensive. Many buyers focus exclusively on the purchase price and the monthly mortgage payment, but two homes with the exact same purchase price can have very different ownership costs. The roof age, the construction type, the location, the proximity to the water, the insurance considerations. All of these things really matter. And one thing I often do with buyers is connect them with my trusted insurance professional before they write an offer so they can understand the full picture. Mistake number 7, becoming hyper-focused on living near the beach. I hear this all the time. I want to be as close to the beach as possible, and I completely understand why. But the beaches here are beautiful, but sometimes they're not that accessible. After buyers arrive and spend time exploring the Tampa Bay, many realize it's not actually how they're going to spend most of their day. Most people spend their day going to work, taking their kids to activities, going to restaurants, shopping, visiting doctors, meeting friends, running errands. So for many buyers, the convenience ends up being more important than being 5 minutes from the beach. The other reality is that the beach communities are often among the most expensive areas in the Tampa Bay. So for some buyers, that premium makes sense. For others, it doesn't. Mistake number 8, not understanding HOA and CDD fees. Many relocation buyers have never encountered a community development district fee. Others have never lived in a homeowners association. So before purchasing, we're going to make sure you understand what the fees are. What do they cover? What restrictions may exist for your home and how those fees may impact your monthly budget. Sometimes higher fees come with amenities that buyers love. Other times they don't fit a buyer's lifestyle at all. Mistake number 9, making decisions based solely on online photos. This is the online photo mistake. Photos are designed to showcase the home's best features. What they don't always show is the busy road behind it, or the power lines that are looming over the property, or the commute, or the entire neighborhood feel, or that there's a shopping center right next door, that the school pickup traffic is hellacious, the cell phone tower across the street. I've had my buyers fall in love with homes online only to walk through them in person and immediately decide they weren't interested. Photos are important, but they only tell part of the story. Mistake number 10, renting without a strategy. Now this one may surprise you. Some people automatically assume they should rent first. And sometimes, listen, that's absolutely the right decision. Renting can give you the time to learn the area, to understand the commute patterns, and to explore communities and determine what fits your lifestyle and what doesn't. But there's another side to that conversation. Many leases in Tampa require a 1-year commitment. That means that you could actually spend an entire year paying someone else's mortgage without the tax benefit and the homeownership and the benefit that comes with that. So the right answer depends on your situation. Some buyers should rent and some buyers should just purchase immediately. The key is having a plan before you make that decision. So my final thoughts are, if there's one thing I hope you take away from this video, it's this. The biggest mistakes people make when they're moving to the Tampa Bay usually have very little to do with the house itself. Most of the mistakes involve choosing the wrong area, misunderstanding the true cost of ownership, or focusing on the wrong priorities. The buyers who have had the best experience are the ones that usually spend time understanding how they actually want to live before they start shopping for homes. If you're thinking about moving to the Tampa Bay and you're going to be moving in the next 3, 6, or 12 months, feel free to reach out to me. My team and I help people relocate here all the time from all over the country, and we'd be happy to help you figure out which Tampa Bay community fits your lifestyle before you make an expensive mistake. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.